So, welcome to a new venue review. My name's Craig from Slightly Unusual, and today I'm going to talk to you about Hooton Pagnell Hall. Now, Hooton Pagnell Hall is a venue that I performed at last week, and it's in Hooton Pagnell, near Doncaster in South Yorkshire. I was performing Close-Up Magic there. And the history of this place is very interesting. When I got there, it was massive. I mean, it took me about 15 minutes to figure out where I was going, and there's multiple venues. It's been occupied by the Ward family since the 18th century. And it's really interesting, its history. Before the Norman invasion, the estate was held by Edwin, Earl of Mercia. And then ownership was passed to Sir Ralph de Pagnell, whose name is reflected in the current name of the house and the village, obviously. And in 1190, Frethasant Pagnell married Sir Geoffrey de Lutheram, and the estate passed into his family, whose arms are above the gateway to the house. Now, the estate remained with them and then went through a whole bunch of different owners, and it was purchased in 1605 by Sir Richard Hutton of Goldborough Hall. And his descendant, Colonel Robert Bailey, began negotiations around 1681 with Patience Ward, Lord of Mayor, to purchase the estate. It's gone back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and now the hall has been extensively remodelled in the 19th and 20th century by Julie Ward Eldham, who remodelled the hall to its current Gothic appearance and added an east wing as well as a gatehouse on the road in Gothic style. Interestingly enough, within the First World War, the house was opened as Hooton Pagnell Auxiliary Military Hospital, with Ward Eldham as a commandant and matron. So anyway, the estate is now owned by a family trust, and it is an absolutely amazing venue to have a wedding. I was speaking to the staff there, and the family still live there from time to time, which is kind of really interesting. When I went there, I mean, the amount of grounds is just ridiculous. And when I went there was this like separate section where the ceremony was taking place outside, and then there's this very old house that everybody went into to have sort of drinks reception, and there was a singer set up in there, and I was doing walk around magic in there, and it worked really well, kind of going into this area of the house, and everyone found it really interesting. But it also led on to the grounds, which were amazing. It was a really sunny day, and the grounds, the views from this place are exceptional. But then when they went into the wedding breakfast, they went into this separate area that was built specifically for weddings, and there's kind of a dipped area where the wedding breakfast was going to be, and then there was an upper area where there was a bar, really well-stocked bar, and it was just a really nice venue. It was very, very interesting. I was walking around doing close-up magic, and pretty much all of the guests were talking to me about how amazing the venue is and had never seen anything like that before. And I agree. I mean, I've done hundreds of weddings. I've seen so many different wedding venues, and this is unique. I know I speak to a lot of brides and grooms, and they're looking for something unique with their wedding venue. Of course you do, don't you? You want your wedding to stand out from everyone else's. You want your wedding to be the wedding that everybody remembers, and you look for different ways of doing that. And one of the ways that you can do that is the venue. And honestly, I really do think that booking this venue would really help your wedding stand out. It really would. The staff were very friendly. They were very accommodating of me as a magician. The guy that was running everything, his name was Pete. He was super organised, but all the staff were really friendly. And speaking to the bride and groom, they were very, very happy with everything. The way they had been liaised with the customer service from the venue right up until the day, they felt they'd be really looked after. And I can see that from speaking to the staff as well. So I would highly recommend Hooton Pagnell Hall. I looked at the prices. I've got to be honest, it's not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. You can check out their website if you want to, which is hootonpagnellhall.com. And you can kind of go and see them. There's a load of stuff on there because obviously there's so many different sections. You've got the hall, you've got the tithe barn, you've got all the different accommodation, you've got different suites, you've got the Hooton Pagnell suite, the Erline suite, Frickley suite, Healy suite. The list goes on and on and on. And then they've obviously got a wedding team. But if you go on their website, you can actually order a wedding brochure for free, and they'll send it out to you. But there's lots of pictures on the website, there's lots of videos. It's not cheap, like I said, but it is the sort of thing that if you want your guests to remember your special day for all the right reasons, this is definitely somewhere you want to consider, especially if you live in the Yorkshire area. I couldn't really believe, knowing Doncaster like I do, my wife comes from Doncaster, I couldn't believe that this wonderful place was so close to Doncaster Centre. But there you go, there it is. So anyway, that's Craig from Slightly Unusual. Don't forget, you can check out the website by going to hootonpagnellhall.com, or you can check us out by going to www.slightlyunusual.co.uk. If you want to speak to us about appearing at your wedding, then just fill in the form. We'll go back to you with a no obligation consultation and a quote, or you can call us on 0333 301 3001. Thanks very much for listening to another venue review, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We're putting performance videos up all the time. If you love magic, this is a channel you want to subscribe to. Have a great day.